Welcome to iQuist Theory. In today's session, we will explore Part 5 and of the most common questions you will encounter during the DVSA theory test. Our videos feature some of the hardest and trickiest theory questions you might want to discover before you apply for your theory test. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Question 1. You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What should the distance be between you and the vehicle in front? A. 2 meters, 6 feet 6 inches. B. 2 car lengths. C. 1 car length. D. A 2-second time gap.
When driving on an open road, especially in dry weather, the 2-second rule is a widely accepted guideline to maintain a safe following distance, allowing enough reaction time and automatically adjusts for speed. Fixed distances like meters or car lengths are inadequate at higher speeds, making the 2-second rule the safest and most reliable method, especially in dry conditions.
Question 2. There are objects hanging from your interior mirror. Why could this be a hazard? A. Your view could be obstructed. B. Your windscreen could mist up more easily. C. Your radio reception might be affected. D. Your sun visor might get tangled.
Objects hanging from your interior mirror can obstruct your view of the road, which can be hazardous while driving. Other issues like tangling with the sun visor, affecting radio reception, or causing the windscreen to mist up are less relevant.
Question 3. You arrive at the scene of a crash where someone is bleeding heavily from a wound in their arm. Nothing is embedded in the wound. What could you do to help? A. Walk them around and keep them talking. B. Dab the wound. C. Get them a drink. D. Apply pressure over the wound.
To help someone with heavy bleeding from a wound in their arm, you should apply direct pressure to the wound to control the bleeding. Walking him around, dabbing the wound, or getting him a drink are not effective or appropriate actions in this situation.
Question 4. Which vehicles are prohibited from using the right-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? A. Small delivery vans. B. Motorcycles. C. Vehicles towing a trailer. D. Motorcycle and sidecar outfits.
On a 3-lane motorway, vehicles towing a trailer are prohibited from using the right-hand lane. Small delivery vans, motorcycles, and motorcycle and sidecar outfits are allowed to use the right-hand lane.
Question 5. The fluid level in your battery is low. What fluid should you use to top it up? A. Distilled water. B. Ordinary water. C. Battery acid. D. Engine coolant.
When the fluid level in a car battery is low, it should be topped up with distilled water. Distilled water is pure and free from impurities and minerals that could harm the battery's internal components. Ordinary water contains minerals and chemicals that can lead to corrosion and reduce battery efficiency. Adding battery acid is not recommended because it can disrupt the delicate chemical balance of the battery. Engine coolant is entirely inappropriate for battery use as it serves a different purpose in cooling the engine, not in maintaining battery fluid levels.
Question 6. You arrive at the scene of a motorcycle crash. The rider is injured. When should their helmet be removed? A. Only when it's essential. B. Always straight away. C. Only when the motorcyclist asks. D. Always, unless they're in shock.
Only when it's essential. The helmet should generally remain on to protect the rider's head and neck unless it is absolutely necessary to remove it, such as when the rider is not breathing or needs urgent medical attention that cannot be provided with the helmet on. Removing the helmet unnecessarily can worsen injuries, particularly to the spine.
Question 7. You're approaching this roundabout. What should you do when a cyclist is keeping to the left while signaling to turn right? A. Sound your horn. B. Overtake them. C. Assume they're turning left. D. Allow them space to turn.
When a cyclist is keeping to the left while signaling to turn right, it's important to allow them the space they need to complete their maneuver safely. Sounding your horn or overtaking them could startle the cyclist or create a dangerous situation, while assuming they are turning left is incorrect and could lead to an accident. The best approach is to be patient, give the cyclist room, and let them make their turn safely.
Question 8. What percentage of total emissions is attributed to road transport? A. 8%. B. 15%. C. 25%. D. 40%.
Road transport is a significant contributor to global emissions, accounting for approximately 25% of the total emissions. This includes the emissions from cars, trucks, buses, and motorcycles.
Question 9. What is a statutory off-road notification, SORN? A. A declaration that a vehicle is no longer roadworthy and cannot be driven. B. A formal notification to the authorities that a vehicle will not be used on public roads and is exempt from vehicle tax. C. A notice to the insurance company that a vehicle is temporarily out of service. D. A certification required to sell a vehicle that has been in an accident.
A statutory off-road notification, SORN, is a formal declaration to the relevant authorities, such as the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency in the UK, that a vehicle will be kept off public roads and is therefore exempt from vehicle tax. When a SORN is in place, the vehicle cannot be driven or parked on public roads, and it must be kept on private property.
Question 10. You are transporting an 11-year-old child who is less than 1.35 meters, 4 feet 5 inches, tall in the rear seat of your car. What precautions should you take? A. Ensure the child is wearing a seatbelt, but no other precautions are necessary. B. Place the child in a booster seat and ensure the seatbelt is correctly positioned. C. Allow the child to sit without any seatbelt or booster seat. D. Place the child in a rear-facing car seat.
Children under 1.35 meters tall should use a booster seat to ensure that the seatbelt fits them properly, positioning the lap belt across the pelvis, not the stomach, and the shoulder belt across the chest, not the neck. This reduces the risk of injury in a crash.
Question 11. What can rapid acceleration and heavy braking lead to? A. Reduced exhaust emissions. B. Increased road safety. C. Reduced pollution. D. Increased fuel consumption.
Rapid acceleration and heavy braking lead to increased fuel consumption. This happens because the engine works harder to accelerate quickly, using more fuel in the process. Additionally, frequent heavy braking wastes the energy that was just consumed to accelerate, leading to further inefficiencies. Contrary to answers A, B, and C, rapid acceleration and heavy braking do not reduce exhaust emissions or pollution, nor do they enhance road safety. In fact, these driving habits can result in greater wear and tear on the vehicle, higher emissions, and potentially increase the risk of accidents due to the aggressive nature of such driving.
Question 12. When may you overtake another vehicle on the left? A. When the vehicle in front is indicating to turn right and there is enough space to pass on the left. B. When you are driving on a one-way street with multiple lanes. C. When the vehicle in front is driving slower than the speed limit. D. When there is heavy traffic and vehicles are moving slowly in all lanes.
You may overtake another vehicle on the left primarily in two situations: when the vehicle in front is indicating a right turn and there is sufficient space to pass on the left, or when you are on a one-way street with multiple lanes where overtaking on the left is allowed. While heavy traffic may sometimes lead to vehicles passing each other on the left, this is not typically considered overtaking but rather a result of traffic flow, and should be done with caution.
Question 13. Under what circumstances can a passenger ride in a car without wearing a seatbelt? A. When the vehicle is moving at speeds below 25 miles per hour. B. When the passenger is over 18 years old and the vehicle is on a private road. C. When the vehicle is equipped with airbags. D. When the passenger is seated in the rear seat of a taxi.
When the passenger is over 18 years old and the vehicle is on a private road. In many jurisdictions, seatbelt laws are less stringent on private roads, and adults, over 18 years old, may not be required to wear seatbelts in such situations. However, this does not apply to public roads or all vehicles, and exemptions like those for taxis or vehicles equipped with airbags do not generally justify not wearing a seatbelt.
Question 14. What is the significance of the number 23 on this motorway sign? A. It indicates the speed limit on that section of the motorway. B. It represents the distance to the nearest town or city. C. It is the number of the motorway junction or exit you are approaching. D. It shows the number of lanes available on the motorway.
The number 23 on a motorway sign indicates the exit or junction number you're approaching. This helps drivers identify the correct exit in order. The other options are incorrect because speed limits, distances, and the number of lanes are shown differently on road signs.
Question 15. What does it mean if you see a pedestrian wearing reflective clothing and carrying a bright red light at night? A. They are a regular pedestrian trying to be visible. B. You're approaching a traffic danger spot. C. They are controlling an organized walk. D. They are a construction worker near a road site.
A pedestrian wearing reflective clothing and carrying a bright red light at night typically indicates that they are responsible for guiding or controlling an organized group, such as a charity walk or other group event. The reflective clothing and light help ensure that the person is visible to both the group and approaching vehicles.
Question 16. Which of the following road signs indicates that both parking and stopping are prohibited?
Sign A means clearway, no stopping. This road sign indicates that vehicles are not allowed to stop at any time to ensure smooth traffic flow and prevent congestion or safety hazards. This sign is simply telling you to keep moving. Sign B means parking place. This sign indicates the availability of a designated parking area. It informs drivers of the presence of a parking facility, which could be an on-street parking area or an off-street car park. Sign C means no waiting. This road sign indicates that drivers cannot park in the designated area except for brief continuous stops to allow passengers to board or alight or to load or unload goods. The vehicle cannot be left unattended during these activities. Sign D means, this road sign indicates the end of an area where parking partially on the verge or footway is allowed. It informs drivers that they are exiting a zone where such parking was permitted. Thank you for taking the time to complete the test. With our extensive experience and expertise, we're here to guide you through your car theory test with ease. Drive safely, and best of luck.